Welcome back again a second time to our second segment of Commissioner's Corner for March. We're going to start off with tomorrow. We're going to talk about some really good news for Summit County around federal funding. And so take it away.
Yeah, great news, in fact. So this year, Congress brought back the federal earmark, which is a way that different delegations can allocate special funds back to communities who most need it. So we are incredibly lucky in Summit County that we had 2 projects be selected for earmarks, and those projects were really supported and moved forward by Senator Bennett, Senator Hickenlooper, and Representative Neguse. So the first one was, I think, about $483,000. $423, sorry,
Yep.
I'd just like to add.
Yep.
$423 for our Sheriff Smart Team. As I think everybody in Summit County now knows, our Smart Team is how we have rebuilt our behavioral health crisis response system. So we're super lucky to receive that funding. And that was primarily championed by Senator Bennett, so definitely grateful to him for his work on that. And then the second one, which was primarily championed by Congressman Neguse, was $500,000 for our new search and rescue facility. For those folks that aren't familiar, our search and rescue folks are volunteer, and that saves our county thousands and thousands of dollars, as well as provides a lot of stability and security for folks who like to enjoy activities in the backcountry. And so we are really lucky to have that additional $500,000 as we try and build them a new training facility.
Yep.
Super exciting, both of those.
Yeah, and a project that has, from a facility standpoint, has been long in the making. The current facility is a pretty rundown garage on the County Commons industrial campus that dates back to the 60s.
Yeah.
And has a whole lot of different Band-Aids that we've put in place over the years. So we're really excited about that.
Really special toilet in that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's an exciting place
And we
to
did
go.
have Rep. Neguse. He actually came and visited last summer with members of Search and Rescue and looked at that facility and said, okay, I get it now, which is great.
Yep.
You know, and our little friends over in Lake County, big shout out to them. They also got some great congressional earmarks, and so that helps us as well, you know, when we look at it from a regional standpoint.
Absolutely.
And I don't think we can underscore the support from our congressional leaders. The fact that they came, they visited, they saw, and they were literally advocating for Summit County in these cases. So
that was huge.
Huge appreciation to those teams.
Yep, absolutely.
We're squeaky wheels too.
We are.
Absolutely. All right. Josh, let's talk a little bit about housing projects. So we have yet to give it a good name, so we still call it the Justice Center Project. So this is the piece of property behind what used to be the South Branch Library, is currently the probation and DA space. There's a little wooded area directly behind that and a little cul-de-sac. That's where we're identified the Justice Center Project. So you talk a little bit. We had a joint meeting with the town of Breck recently.
We did. You know, we're often asked, one of the issues that we need to face in terms of the housing crisis is to build more housing, and particularly to build rentals. And so we often say we have actually 6 different projects that are in various stages of new construction. But this is the one that is really exciting because it's happening pretty quickly. This is the project that you described, of course, in conjunction with the town of Breckenridge. This is 54 units, and it is a mix of different sized units, studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. In our last segment, Tamara, you talked a little bit about the AMI piece, and so we had a robust conversation with the town of Breckenridge in terms of what that may look like. Really earmarking a portion of those units, at least for now, at that 80% AMI, which would really address some of those sort of immediate workforce needs, sort of, you know, wage earning kind of folks that really are the backbone of our economy, our resort economy. So the good news is that we're moving forward on that. We've actually applied to quite a few grants. Talking a little bit about the infrastructure dollars, but applying to some grants. The total project for those 54 units might be around $17 million. So we're looking to leverage not only the town of Breckenridge, but Summit County's resources on that. And another exciting piece to it is the idea that we're working towards it being energy efficient and meeting some of our energy efficiency goals, reducing those greenhouse emissions. So we're looking to maybe install some solar panels and create some unique opportunities to have some a new green build with that as well. So an exciting opportunity, and it may be ready as far as next summer of 2023. So it's happening quickly.
Yep,
But
great.
if I can just add, one of the reasons that we can do it so quickly is because it's a modular development.
Yes.
So we have partnered with a factory called Fading West out of Buena Vista. And this is one of the first multi-level modular workforce housing developments in the state. So pretty excited to see that one move forward as quickly as possible.
And once again, Summit County doing something new and sort of setting the trend. I think we'll see lots more of these types of developments happening.
Yeah, and grateful that we could collaborate with Town of Breck. I mean, I think continuing to have those collaborations with all our municipalities when it comes to housing. If we've learned anything this year, it's that, or the last 2 years, we can't do it alone, and we really do have to partner with our towns here in Summit County. So.
Yep, sure. And speaking of another partnership, Smith Ranch Child Care Center. So you and I both sit on that executive committee that's kind of walking through the design and some of the other challenges. We've talked about in previous meetings the cost escalations that we've seen, but why don't you provide sort of the latest and greatest on that project?
Yep, so Smith Ranch will be a new child care center at the Smith Ranch neighborhood in Silverthorne. Love that neighborhood. Lots of locals are living there. It's great. It is well suited for a child care center. And our current numbers as of 2 Fridays ago through our wait list in Summit County is we now have 620 children. These are unique individual children, not duplicated, that are on a wait list to get in child care. We currently offer care to 605 children, so you can see we need to double what we have. So this center won't quite fix it, but it will at least help us. We probably will be able to serve about 100 families there, which would be great. So the issues with this is it's been delayed because we ran into COVID when we were originally going to start. Now it's really the cost escalation of this. Saying all that, we can't quite put a cost on what we're missing in our community by not having childcare and not having parents be able to work when they want to work because there isn't available childcare. We looked at all sorts of options. We looked at a modular option over in Vail, and that's something I think we can do on another site. That's not off the table, but I think on Smith Ranch we're going to continue to meet with the town of Silverthorne, some other early childhood leaders, and get that going. It's currently set to break ground about late April, May. All of this is weather dependent, of course, but break ground there and then get kids going next summer of 23, which would be really wonderful to have kids in there then. It's expensive. We're not going to sugarcoat that, but we're seeing that rising cost everywhere.
Yep, absolutely. And to your point, we've tried to identify ways that we can in some way scale back that cost on the stick-built version. We've looked at this modular option. Unfortunately, I think we seem to be sort of farther down the road with regards to the stick-built design, and then we've seen significant cost escalation even on the modular design. And so the cost savings are not substantial between the two, where you would have to give up a significant amount of space. And even then, you still don't see a significant savings. So we're likely moving in that direction, and we'll be able to hopefully push that thing forward and begin construction this year on that facility.
Yeah, and we're looking at other available options for childcare as well, continuing to incentivize that friends, family, and neighbor care, in-home care. How can we help those folks get licensed or provide grants for that, as well as just find slots and efficiencies wherever we can to serve more kids. We're also looking at available commercial buildings as they come along. There is a bill right now in the legislature that's pretty interesting. If someone owns an existing commercial building and that turns into a child care center, then remind me, the property taxes would
exempt from property taxes.
The property would be exempt from property taxes. That's going forward. So who knows if that could incentivize someone in the future. We would certainly be open to that. But anything we can do right now to get more kids in.
Yep, great. All right, and on a related note, we know that the Catch program recently announced that they were going to be unable to continue to provide care, and so we want to talk a little bit about after-school care in the county.
Yeah, so on the older age end of the spectrum, we've actually just finished working with our partners over at Early Childhood Options. They added a few questions to their assessment survey around after-school care, and even before we all learned that Catch was going to be closing, we know know that parents struggle with before and after school care. In fact, I have been having this conversation about what to do with before and after school care for at least 15 years, back from when I started at the FERC. In most counties in Colorado, the after school care is really run by a combination of different entities, and it's not the county. It is the school district, it's the towns, and then it's nonprofits. In Lake County, for example, their after school program is run by their school district. So we're really fortunate in some parts of Summit County that our towns have stepped up to fill this role. Obviously, Town of Frisco, Town of Breckenridge does an amazing job to fulfill this need. But on the northern side of the county, that's not the case. And so what we need to focus on now is, if Catch is no longer available for those families, what options can we develop so families have access to care and can work, and so that kids have a choice of different activities to suit their needs. We at the county are going to work on putting together a forum with all of the various partners to explore some different options. The county has long been a funder of Catch as an after-school option. Certainly whatever new model our community comes up with, we will be very interested in continuing to support moving forward. So lots more on that to come. We know that for the 60 families that were enrolled in Catch currently, this presents an incredibly difficult crisis, really, to suddenly not have that after-school option. And so there are a couple of things that are already in existence, like Dillon Theater Company runs an after-school program currently, so that might be an option for your family. Or the town of Silverthorne does have some after-school activities. Now, of course, the challenge with Silverthorne is that there's no transportation, but I do expect that that will continue to be part of the conversation moving forward, and whether or not we can create some opportunities using school district transportation, for example, that may be able to connect with the programs that are being offered at the town of Silverthorne. So lots more on that to come, but certainly I think on behalf of the county and the BOCC, we are certainly aware of the challenge for families, and we'll do everything we can to try and make sure that the resources that are available in our community have the appropriate financial support.
Great. Anything else that any of the three of you would like to add?
No.
Enjoy the extra hour of daylight.
Yeah.
There you go.
But not so much in the morning.
No, but after work.
All right, great. Thanks very much, everybody that joined, and stick around for more local government programming on SCTV.